teacher that genuinely cares about the student, I'm afraid that the students will be lost. Unfortunately, students or kids don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I believe that Mrs. Thomas, along with some of my other teachers at that time, really cared about my well-being. And as a result of that compassion and care and reaching out and being genuinely concerned about me and my well-being, it was a key factor.
Well, my parent was a strict parent. Of course, they were loving. But they would always tell us that you have to be independent, and you must also learn how to respect yourself and other people.
Today, in a time where education is being minimized in our society, we need more teachers who will teach from a perspective of passion and a desire to propel individuals, and our young people in particular, to the greatness that's within them.
I expected them to do their work and do what I instructed them to do, because there was something that they should learn every day. And I would encourage them not to just come in and waste your time. And don't come in giving me an excuse, because I'm not grading you on excuses. I'm grading you on your performance. So if you want a grade in my class, you're going to have to perform. And I did not make any exceptions that you would have to perform.
I was losing my direction. Back in the day, they used to say young boys being mannish, or you acting too grown and trying to get the attention of other students, and I was acting out. And one day, Mrs. Thomas told me that I was an embarrassment to the Jones family name.
Knowing Fred's family, I met them when I first came to Winsboro, and his father and I would talk all the time. He was a very religious man. He reminded me so much of my father, that he was very concerned about his family and wanted all of his children to get an education.
And I was discrediting everything that my parents had worked for and that they had worked hard for, and I didn't want to do that. And so I wanted to figure out a way. I had to turn my life around, and those words resonated with me, so much so that I got busy trying to do the right thing.
And I knew that an education was the most important factor in their lives. Of course, at that age, this was usually 10th to 11th graders that I worked with, that they had no idea what an education would mean to them to be able to go through life and be a success.
I've read a saying that says quality teachers impart knowledge, good teachers impart information, but great teachers inspire. Back in 1978 is when I graduated from high school, so this must have been 1976, 75. As a young boy growing up in Winsboro from Fort Necessity, Louisiana, I never dreamed of the idea of even writing a book or accomplishing some of the things that I've been blessed to accomplish in my adulthood life. And after many years in Georgia as a teacher myself, I began to look around and say, how in the world did I get here? How did I get here? And as I reflected and thought back of who and of the individuals that probably helped me the most beside my family and my parents, I had to think about Mrs. Thomas, because her comments were the comments that just propelled me to go further. I saw her demonstrate something that I didn't see in some of the others that were around me. She demonstrated a care for all students, and even though I have been fortunate or privileged enough to write this book, many of her other students could have written this book just as well, because there are so many lives that's been touched by her. And so I wanted to say thank you. And so this book was written to be an inspiration, to be an example, to encourage other teachers of the importance of our role as teachers.
I thought it was an amazing idea that he thought enough to want to put something into words, into print, so someone else can see, to show his appreciation to me for what he said I did for him. And I said, oh, that would be wonderful.
And so I would like to charge everybody that embraces the position of a teacher in any form, at any level, to speak to the greatness that is in the young people, or that is in the audience, or that is in the class of the students that we're reaching. Speak to their greatness, and they'll rise up and embrace it and fulfill the greatness that God has called them to, just as Mrs. Thomas has inspired me and many others to do.
No, I had no idea that it would have that kind of impact on his life. And some of the things that I told my other students, I didn't think that they would have that kind of impact. But really, all I wanted to do was to motivate my students to perform to their utmost. And I would tell them that. Now, with the little ways I had telling it to them, they seem to have understood it. Very proud, very proud.
I want those who pick up Through a Teacher's Eyes to leave with the idea that whoever is listening to us or you as a teacher, cause them to see beyond where they are now. One of my favorite images is the cat-lion image. The cat is looking into the mirror, and the image that comes back at the cat is a lion. And the caption under it says, the most important thing is not how others see you, but how you see yourself. The teacher has the power to cause a student or their audience to see themselves in a great light. I would like for people to pick up Through a Teacher's Eyes and cause themselves to call out the greatness that is in their audience or that is in the students that they're teaching.
I think that what is really lacking is proper home training for our children when they begin school. And I find that they lack the ability to just concentrate on what they're supposed to do. That they have no real encouragement, I think, about getting an education and the importance of getting an education. If they would just stop and think, and someone remind them from time to time, that I think it would make a great change in their lives. I hope it will anyway. But I do think that there are good teachers out there working with them, but they need the help of the parent and the community as well.
Mrs. Thomas, I want to thank you for being the teacher that you are, and thank you for entrusting me and allowing me to write this story on Through a Teacher's Eyes, because when you saw me, I wasn't able to see for myself. And through your eyes, you saw what God had intended for me, and you called that out in me. And I want to thank you and all the other great teachers like you who are doing that on an everyday basis. And as you may recall, I wrote an article many years ago about teachers, how they're overworked and underpaid and underappreciated. And I wanted to do something about that. And writing this book has given me an opportunity to express my gratitude to you and the many other teachers who are touching the lives of our young people and helping them to stay on the right track. Thank you so much for seeing me beyond myself.
Well, Fred, you certainly have touched my heart. And I thank you for writing the book about me. And I hope with you writing the book about me will encourage other students to look to their teachers for the proper guidance for their success in life. And I thank the good Lord above for letting me have been able to touch your life and all of the other students' lives that I've taught.
Through a Teacher's Eyes is a book that was written by myself and my co-author, Sue Bowron. If you'd like to have a copy, this book is available worldwide on Amazon.com. That's Amazon.com. You may order a copy there. Or you may friend us on Facebook at Father's Voice Publishing. That's Fathers with an S, Voice Publishing on Facebook. You also may inbox me or friend me on Facebook. You know, Frederick Jones or Father's Voice Publishing. Either way, you can locate me on Facebook. Or you may contact me directly if you're interested in doing a book signing or would like to have me speak at your book club at Frederick Jones, 678 Scratch 318-617-7190. 318-617-7190. We'd be honored to get a copy of this book and to discuss it with you, as we believe that this is a tool to inspire teachers and students alike to be all that you can be in life.
He wrote the book. I'm very proud of it.